Hey guys, I may have told you earlier in a video a few days ago or not, but I know I said something some time ago, way time ago. I don't know how long ago, but I'm always dealing with wires, so at that point it could have been anywhere between now and whenever. But I ordered some Road Rage. And there's also another one out there, I don't remember the name of it, something stereo, Max Wire, something like that. But I usually order this stuff on either a 100 or a 250 foot roll. Because I use it, as you see. I hang on to a lot of the scraps, because the scraps actually at this point aren't scraps, because they're long enough. They may get dirty, but they're still a good wire. So meanwhile, when I buy this wire here from California, I can get it other places, but California's always been right with me, so I pay a little bit extra for the shipping, but I know who I'm dealing with, and I know I'm going to get what I order. So I order this from California. And I believe this is the Road Rage. Yeah, it is. And this is 10 gauge. So, that's that. Now, one day I needed some wire, and I really didn't want to wait for California. I'm on eBay, and they said 3 days I'd have it. California is usually a week or better. And 10 gauge wire. Well, okay, this one's clear, and I have both clear and solid down there, so it doesn't really make a difference on the casing. And it was advertised as 10 gauge wire. So this is perfect. It was actually cheaper. About 15 bucks on a 250 foot roll, and the shipping was a lot cheaper, about 20 bucks or so cheaper. So it was a pretty good savings. So I thought, you know what, let me just order it now. I need it in a hurry, and then I can always order the better one, you know, the next time around when I know I have, or I'm running low. So that's what I did. So the casing means nothing, basically, when it's just semi-transparent. So this is my 10 gauge wire that I usually use when I buy from California, Road Rage stuff. This is the one, the 10 gauge wire that I got from eBay. You see the difference? I don't think this eBay wire looks like this wire. Do believe there's a big difference there. So you have to pay attention when you buy some of this shit on eBay or wherever. If you're not buying a name that you're familiar with, you may not want to buy it. Because, you know, and I didn't cut this off any extra to make it look that way. She's cut right to where it's supposed to be. So I didn't cut off any extra strands to make it look. It's all stripped the same. If anything, this one here is missing a strand or two. But meanwhile, that's what we have. So if I was to use this, not paying attention, and saying, okay, I've got, you know, 10 gauge wire, I'm all set, you know, and what I needed was rated for 10 gauge wire, you know, and I'm running a few feet of it. In this case, I'll be running about 8 to 10 feet. But at that point, you know, you say, okay, I'm all set, and you hook it up, and you find out this shit ain't performing the way it's supposed to be. That's because you haven't got the wire. You buy crap, you get crap. And that's what it is. Now, when I found this out, I sent them a text or an email on their page, or wherever, you know, you can talk to them. And they said, oh, we're sorry for the mistake. It must have been coming that way from the manufacturer. All right? If you're unhappy with it, you can send it back. So I sent back to them saying, well, send me a pickup, and I'll be happy to send it back. Never heard from them after that. Not even to respond. So I said, you know what? I cut my losses. I know what I got, and I know who I'm not dealing with when it comes to buying wire, unless they specifically say it's like a Road Rage wire, Or what's the other one? There's another one out there too that they use a lot. I can't remember the name of it. But you got to pay attention, because that's a big difference. That's like double. You know, this is like 12 to 14 gauge compared to this. So, I mean, you really have to pay attention, because there's a big difference there. So, beware when you buy shit on eBay. Here's another eBay winner. You want yellow butt connectors, yellow connectors. You know what I'm talking about? Yellow is a certain gauge, blue is a certain gauge, red is a certain gauge. So you order yellow, knowing that this is what you're supposed to get. You know, the eyelid, they're different sizes, but regardless, we're talking about the gauge in yellow. So that's what we're supposed to get. Well, I ordered some on eBay. Look what I get. Now, I don't know if you see the difference, but, I mean, we're talking here a big difference. When this wire goes in, the casing's supposed to be able to fit into that as well. How's the casing going to fit in when it's smaller than the actual size of the clamp it says that it's in? If you see what I mean, or did I make sense with that statement? So, another eBay product. You know, a lot of these places are buying, you know, seconds. So they buy them right, because the company doesn't want to, one is they're not putting their name on it, so they don't give two craps. But, you know, at that point, they buy it right, and then they sell it. You know, and then you say, okay, well, I just got screwed, and that's what happens. You know, and then the next thing you know, you got something you can't use. Now, and when I put this in here, this should go in and fit into the metal part. And I always like it to have a little on the snug side. Alright, but see how the wire fits right into the sleeve? That's what you want. You don't want the wire exposed, sticking out the back. But again, some of that eBay crap